Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the conditions of equilibrium of a floating body and a submerged body. Okay. In a previous lecture, we have studied the buoyancy, then center of buoyancy, metacentric height, and also the analytical method for determining the metacentric height. Okay, so now in this lecture we are studying the conditions of equilibrium of a floating body and a submerged body. Okay, कोई भी बॉडी हम स्टेबल है ऐसे कब कह सकते हैं? When it come back to its original position after some disturbance, okay, then we can call it as in stable. कोई भी बॉडी हो, अगर वो डिस्टर्बेंस के बाद भी उसके ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे आ जाती है तब उस बॉडी को हम स्टेबल कह सकते हैं. बॉडी फिर वो बॉडी कम्प्लीटली सबमर्ज्ड हो या फिर फ्लोटिंग हो. This body when comes into the original position after the disturbance, then this body is said to be a stable. Okay, and this stability is depends upon the position of the center of gravity and also the center of buoyancy. Okay, and then first we will see the stability of the submerged body. Okay, for that, see here the balloon is here. Okay, so consider a balloon, and this balloon is completely submerged in the air. Okay, so B is indicating the center of buoyancy, G is indicating the center of gravity. Okay, and W is nothing but the weight. Okay, and this balloon is contains heavier material. Okay, the balloon is containing some heavier material. So here you can see that here the center of gravity is lower than the center of buoyancy. In the figure you can see, and the balloon contains a heavier material. Okay, and due to this the center of gravity is lower the center of buoyancy. Okay, and W is nothing but the weight of the balloon. This weight is acting through the G, means the center of gravity. Okay, so here the weight is acting through the G, that is the acceleration, that is the center of gravity, and it is vertically downward direction. Okay, the weight of the body is acting through the point G and it is in the downward direction. Okay, while the buoyancy force is in the upward direction. Okay, and it is through the point B. Okay, FB is nothing but the force of the buoyancy and it is acting vertically upward through the point B. Okay, then if we consider the equilibrium condition, then weight must be equal to the force. That is weight of the body is equal to the force of the buoyancy. Okay, then if the balloon is given an angular displacement, suppose the angular displacement is given to the given to this body in the clockwise direction. In the figure you can see the angular displacement is given to the balloon. Okay, then what will happen? The weight W and AB, that is force of buoyancy, constitute a couple. Okay, and then which is this couple is acting in the anti-clockwise direction because the force of buoyancy is vertically upward and the weight is vertically downwards. Okay, so they are constituting the constitute the couple, and this couple is in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so here we are a balloon has given a angular displacement in the clockwise direction, and due to this angular displacement, the force of buoyancy and the weight of the that balloon constitute a couple which is in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so these two mm, due to this, the balloon is in the position uh, in a balanced position. Okay, and this balloon so here this equilibrium condition is called as a stable equilibrium. Okay, so these both couples are balanced due to the so one is we are giving the angular displacement in the clockwise direction, and the force of buoyancy and the weight constitute the couple in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so due to this the body is in the stable equilibrium. Okay, so what is mean by the stable equilibrium? When weight is equal to the FD, that means the weight of that body is equal to the force of the buoyancy, and the point B is above the point G. In the first figure you can see the point B is above the G, that is the center of buoyancy is above the center of gravity. Then the body is said to be in a stable equilibrium. Okay, in the first figure you can see the center of buoyancy is on the upper side of the center of gravity. After the angular displacement also, the center of buoyancy is above the center of gravity. Okay, so if this conditions is there, then the body remains in the stable equilibrium. Okay, so next part is the unstable equilibrium. Okay, so when weight of the body is equal to the FD, that is the force of buoyancy, but the center of buoyancy B is below the center of gravity, the body is in the unstable equilibrium. Okay, see the figure B. Here the balloon is there. Okay, and here the heavier material is over here. Okay, and due to this the center of here the weight of the body is equal to the force of buoyancy, but the center of buoyancy is below the center of gravity. Okay, the center of gravity is acting over here, and the center of buoyancy is here. Okay, which is below the center of gravity. Okay, then the body is in the unstable equilibrium. Okay, if such a conditions happen, then we can say that the body is in the unstable equilibrium. If a slight displacement is given to the body in the clockwise direction, okay, then it gives a couple. Why it becomes unstable? So consider an angular displacement is given to the body. Okay, and then due to this angular displacement, here the weight of the body is acting vertically downwards, and the force of buoyancy is acting vertically upwards. Okay, so they are constitute and coupled in the clockwise direction. Okay, and we are giving the angular displacement in also clockwise direction. So both couple is in the clockwise direction. Okay, so because of this the body becomes unstable. Okay, so we can say that when the force of buoyancy when the center of buoyancy is below the center of gravity, then the body becomes unstable. Okay, then third figure is showing the mutual equilibrium, when the force of buoyancy is equal to the weight of the body, and B and G are at the same point. That means the force of when the force of buoyancy is equal to the weight of the body, and the center of buoyancy and the center of gravity is at the same point, then the body is said to be a neutral equilibrium. Okay. Hope you understand well these three concepts about the stability of the um, submerged body. Okay, here the balloon is submerged in air. Okay, then now we will see the stability of the floating body. Okay, submerged body means what? These are completely immersed into the water. And the stability of the floating body. Floating means what? Some part of that body is in the water and some part is in the air. Okay, and it is above the water. And we have to find out the stability of that floating body. The stability of that floating body is determined from the position of the meta center. Okay, in the case of the floating body, the weight of the body is equal to the weight of the liquid displayed. Okay, here you can see the figure. Okay, so here the rectangular block is there. Okay, so the point M is nothing but the meta center. Okay, G means the center of the gravity and B means the center of buoyancy. Okay, FB means the force of the buoyancy. Okay, so here they are considering a rectangular position and it is immersed in the water. Okay, it is floating over the water. Okay, then some part of the body is immersed into the water and some part is above the water. Okay, and so if the point A is above the G, that is it is the meta center is above the center of gravity, the floating body will be in the stable equilibrium, which is as shown in the figure A. Okay, so here is the figure A. Okay, so here you can see the center, meta center. The meta center is acting over here. Okay, the meta center is about this center of the gravity. Okay, and then the body is said to be a stable. If the slight and the angular displacement is given to the floating body in the clockwise direction, the center of buoyancy shifts from B to B1. Okay, and then the vertical line through the B1 cuts at M. Then the buoyancy force AB and through the B1 and weight W through the G constitute a couple acting in the anti-clockwise direction and thus bringing the floating body in the original position. Okay, so if an angular displacement is given to that body, then what will happen? The center of buoyancy will shifted from B to B1. Okay, and then here is the normal axis. Okay, and if we draw a line of action for this through the point B1, then this line of action through the B1 cuts the normal axis at the point M. Okay, so the M is nothing but the meta center. Okay, and when due to the angular displacement and the weight through the point G, okay, constitute a couple. The force of buoyancy through the B1 and also the weight through the G, okay, they are constituting a couple in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, we are providing the angular displacement in the clockwise direction, and because of the weight and the force of buoyancy, they are constituting a couple in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so here they are bringing the floating body in the original position. Okay, and then we can call it as the body is in the stable equilibrium. Okay, now what is meant by the unstable equilibrium? If the point M is below the G, the floating body will be in unstable equilibrium. In the figure B, you can see that the point M is below the G, below the center of gravity, and then the floating body is said to be in unstable equilibrium. The disturbing couple is acting in the clockwise direction, and the couple due to the force Fb and W is also in the clockwise direction, thus overturning the floating body. Here, if the some displacement is given to the body, then what will happen? It is tilted, okay, and the force of buoyancy is shifted to the B1, okay. Then the force of buoyancy and the weight of the water, weight of the body making constitute a couple, and this couple is in the clockwise direction here, okay. And due to if we are providing the angular displacement in the clockwise direction, and weight and the force of buoyancy and constitute a couple in the clockwise direction, so both are in the clockwise direction, thus they are overturning the floating body, okay. So then we can call this as an unstable equilibrium. Now then we call it as neutral equilibrium, where the point M is at the center of gravity of that body. The floating body will be in the neutral equilibrium. That means when the meta center and the center of gravity is at the same point, then the floating body will be in neutral equilibrium, okay. So these three equilibrium for the floating body also, and the submerged body also. Now we will see in the examples on the same. So this is the first example. The problem statement is a solid cylinder of diameter 4 meter has a height of 4 meter, okay. Diameter is 4 meter and also the height is 4 meter. Then find the metacentric height and of the cylinder if the specific gravity of the material of cylinder is equal to 0.6, okay. And also it is floating in the water with its axis vertical, okay. State whether the equilibrium is stable or unstable, okay. So here what they have given, a solid cylinder is there and diameter of that cylinder is 4 meter, so the height is 4 meter. So draw first figure. So diameter, the solid cylinder, okay. So cylinder having a diameter is 4, okay. Plan is here, and then the center of gravity, draw the axis, vertical axis, okay. It is floating in the water with its vertical axis, okay. Then diameter is 4, height is 4, okay. And then what they have already given in the example, that the specific gravity of the cylinder, which is equal to 0.6, okay. So what they have given, B is 4 meter, height is 4 meter, specific gravity is 0.6. Then if the specific gravity is 0.6, then depth of the cylinder in the water is equal to what? Specific gravity into the height, okay. Then specific gravity is what? 4 meter, and to the height is specific gravity of that material of the cylinder is 0.6 and the height is 4. So the depth of the cylinder in the water is 2.4, okay. So from here to here, the distance is 2.4 meter. Then the center of buoyancy from B, from A, okay. The G means what? The center of gravity, and B means the center of buoyancy. So we have to find out the distance AG and also AB and also the B to G. Okay. Then first AB is equal to what? It is the distance. It is the center of the beam indicating the center of Beyonce. That is the center of the submerged body. Okay. So here submerged body is 2.4. The center will act at exactly the half part of it. That is AB is equal to 2.4 by 2, which is equal to 1.2 meter. Okay. So we get the value of the distance AB. Then we will find the A to G. Okay, as we know that the depth of the solid cylinder is 4 meter. Center of gravity will act exactly at the center of this body. Okay, so AG is equal to H by 2, which is 4 by 2, which is equal to 2 meter. Okay, now we calculated the distance AG and also the AB. Okay, if we subtract the AB distance from the AG, then we can find out the distance B to G. Okay, so BG is equal to AG minus AB. Okay, which is equal to 2 minus 1.2, that is equal to 0.8 meter. So from B to G, the distance is equal to 0.8 meter. Now the metacentric height GA is given by, okay, what they have told us to find out the if the body is in the equilibrium, is it stable or is unstable. How to find out this? For that we have to first find out the metacentric height. From the metacentric height we can calculate the exact position of the center of the metacenter and also the center of gravity and center of the Beyonce, and from that we can conclude the body is stable or the unstable. So up to this we have calculated the distances. Then we have to find out the metacentric height, that is GM is equal to moment of inertia of the plan of the body about the y-axis and also the upon the volume of the submerged body, that is the volume of the cylinder in water, minus the distance B to G. Okay, so by putting, first we have to calculate the moment of inertia, that is I. Okay, where I is equal to moment of inertia of the plan of the body about the y-axis, as the solid cylinder is there, that is a circular cylinder. Okay, and then the moment of inertia is equal to what? Pi by 64 into d raised to 4. Here diameter is given as 4 meter, so pi by 64 into 4 raised to 4. Okay, this is the moment of inertia, that is the value of I. Then we have to calculate the volume of the cylinder in water. Volume is equal to what? Area into the height. Okay, so area is pi by 4 into d square into the height, that is the depth of the cylinder in water. Okay, here we are calculating the volume of the cylinder in water. Okay, so here we are considering the height of the cylinder in the water, so which is equal to 2.4. Okay, so pi by 4 into 4 raised to square, pi by 4 into 4 square into the depth is 2.4 is the volume of the cylinder in water. Okay, so find out the value of I, that is the moment of inertia of the body upon the volume of the cylinder in body, which is equal to 0.4167. Okay, then GM is equal to moment of inertia upon the volume of the cylinder in water minus distance BG, which is after calculating this we get the value as minus 0.3833 meter. Okay, so here you see that the value of the GM is in the minus. That means this negative sign means what? The meta center is below the center of gravity. Okay, when the value of this GM is positive, that means what? The meta center is above the center of gravity. But here the value is negative, that means the meta center is below the center of gravity. Okay, and when these conditions is happen, that the meta center is below the center of gravity, then the body is in the unstable equilibrium. Okay, so here is our answer is the body, that means the cylinder is in unstable equilibrium. Okay, hope you understand well etc. problem. Next we will see one more problem uh, for the same. So our second problem is a rectangular pontoon, 10 meter long, then 7 meter broad and 2.5 meter deep. Okay, and which is weight W is equal to 686.7 kilonewton, and it carries on its upper deck an empty boiler of 5 meter diameter weighing 588.6 kilonewton. The center of gravity of the boiler and the pontoon are at their respective centers along a vertical line. Find the metacentric height and the weight density of the sea water, which is equal to 10.104 kilonewton per meter raised to cube. Okay, so what they are given in the example, a rectangular pontoon is there. Okay, then dimensions are 7 meter long, 7 meter broad, 10 meter long and 2.5 meter deep. So first draw the figure. A rectangular pontoon is there, broad breadth is 7 meter and depth is 2.5 meter, length is 10 meter. Okay, then it carries its upper deck an empty boiler of 5 meter diameter. So above this rectangular pontoon, one cylindrical one empty boiler is there. Okay, and the boiler diameter is 5 meter. Okay, from here to here distance is 5 meter, and that the weight of that boiler is 588.6 kilonewton. And also they have given the center of gravity of that boiler and the pontoon at their respective centers along the vertical line. Okay, so both the center of gravity of that cylinder of the rectangular pontoon and also the empty boiler is in the lie in a same vertical line. Okay, and they have already given the weight density of the sea water, which is equal to 10.104 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, so here dimensions of the pontoon are 10 meter into 7 into 2.5. Okay, these are the dimensions. Weight of the pontoon, that is equal to W1 is, if they have given 686.7 kilometer. Diameter of that boiler D is 5 meter. Weight of the boiler is 588.6, and W, that is the weight density of the sea water, is 10.104 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, G1 indicating the center of gravity of the pontoon. G2 indicating the center of gravity of the boiler, empty boiler. Okay, and this G is indicating the center of gravity of the entire body, that is combined center of gravity. Okay, and then B indicating the center of B on C. Okay, then first we have to find out the common center of gravity and also the center of B on C. So first we will see, and we will find out the center of distance, or center of gravity, and the center of buoyancy. Okay, so here distance A to G, AG1 is 2.5 by 2. Distance A to G1, that means what? The distance AG1 is nothing but the distance, the figure you can see, A to G1. That means here the depth of that rectangular part is 2.5. Okay, so distance A to G1 is equal to 2.5 by 2, which is equal to 1.25. Okay, and distance A to G2 is equal to what? 2.5 plus half of this part, that is half of the 5, that is equal to 5 by 2. So A to G1 is equal to 2.5 plus 5 by 2. Okay, so here which is equal to 2.5 plus 2.5, that is 5 meter. So here we get the distance A to G1 is 1.25 meter and A to G2 is 5 meter. Okay, so the distance of common center of gravity from A is given as AG is equal to weight of the weight of the cylinder into the distance, that is AG1, and then the second weight of the in the boiler into the distance, up to the and upon the weight of the boiler, and also the sorry, weight of both body. Okay, so put all this value into the equation. We get the value as 2.98 meter. Okay, so here we got distance AG is equal to 2.98 meter. Then let H is the depth of the immersion. Okay, H is nothing but the depth of the immersion. Then total weight of the pontoon and boiler is equal to weight of the seawater displayed. That means the weight of the whole body is equal to weight of the seawater displayed. Okay, already we have known the weight of the pontoon and boiler, already have given in the example. So here 6.86.7 plus 5.88.6 is equal to weight of the water displayed. Okay, so how to find out the weight of the water displayed? Weight density of the sea water into volume of the pontoon in water. Okay, so weight density of the sea water is 10.104 kilonewton per meter cube, and the volume of the pontoon means length into the breadth into the depth of the immersion. So here, which is equal to 12,1275.3 is equal to 10.104 into length is 10, breadth is 7, depth of the immersion. Here the depth of the immersion is h, but we don't know the value of h. So here write it as it is, that is h. Okay, so by equating all this, we get the value of h as 1.803 meter. Okay, so here we get the value of depth of the immersion. Okay, then the center of the buoyancy is nothing but the is the distance of this point B from the A. Okay, so AB is equal to what? H by 2. Okay, which is equal to 0.9015 meter. Okay, so we get the value of the distance AB. Then the distance B to G. Okay, so we have calculated the distance in the figure. You can see we have calculated the distance A to G and also A to B. Okay, now we can calculate the distance B to G. How to find out this? AG minus AB is equal to BG. Okay, so put this value into the formula, that is BG is equal to AG minus AB, which is equal to 2.98 minus 0.9015. Okay, we get the value as 2.078 meter. Okay, so this is the distance of BG. Then metacentric height. Okay, so metacentric height is equal to, that means GM is equal to moment of inertia of the plane of the body about the axis YY upon volume of the body in water minus distance BG. Okay, so here first we have to calculate the I, that is the moment of inertia. So I here is 1 upon 12 into BD cube, that is BD cube by 12. Okay, so put all this value, we get 10 into 49 into 7 by 12 meter raised to 4. This is the moment of inertia. Then then the volume of the body in water. Volume of the body, that is length into bring into the depth of the immersion, that is h. Okay, so here 10 into 7 into 1.857. Okay, so first find out the value of I upon this volume of the body in water. Okay, so 10 into 49 into 7 upon 12 into 10 into 7 into 1.857. So we got the value is 2.198 meter. Okay, so here GM is equal to moment of inertia upon the volume of the body in water minus distance BG. Okay, so here 2.198 minus 2.078 is equal to 0.12 meter. Okay, so metacentric height is equal to 0.12 meter. Here is the answer. Okay, what they have told us to find out is the metacentric height of both pontoon and boiler, so which is equal to 0.12 meter. Okay, hope you understand well the complete example. Now we will see one more problem. The problem is a wooden cylinder of specific gravity is equal to 0.6 and circular in cross section is required to float in oil. Find the L by D ratio for the cylinder to float with its longitudinal axis vertical in the oil, where L is the height of the cylinder and D is the diameter. So here they have not given the exact value of the same. So here they have so consider the diameter of the cylinder is D and the height of the cylinder is L, and also the specific gravity of the cylinder is 0.6. Okay, so and how we have to find out the L by D ratio. Okay, and they have already given the specific gravity of the oil is 0.9 and the specific gravity of the cylinder is 0.6. So S1 is 0.6, S2 is 0.9. Okay, let's the depth of the cylinder immersed in the oil is h. Okay, so here the plan of that cylinder, the depth of the cylinder immersed in the oil is considered as an h. Okay, D means the center of the buoyancy, G is the center of gravity. Okay, then for the principle of buoyancy, weight of the cylinder is equal to the weight of the oil displayed. Okay, so weight of the cylinder is nothing but the pi by 4 d square into L into the specific weight of the cylinder. Okay, so specific gravity already we have given, that is 0.6. Okay, and into the 1000 into 9.81, that is the and then pi by 4, weight of the cylinder is equal to pi by 4 d square into the length into 0.6 into 1000 into the 9.81, which is equal to weight of the water displayed, that is the that is equal to pi by 4 d square into, here the depth is the height of the water, which height of the body immersed in the water, so which is equal to h into specific gravity of the oil is 0.9, so 0.9 into 1000 to 9.81. Okay, so pi by 4 d square is common on the both sides, so it is cancel out. The remaining terms are L into 0.6 is equal to h into 0.9. So here h is equal to 0.6 into L upon 0.9, which is equal to 2 by 3 L. Okay, so the value of h is equal to 2 by 3 L. Okay, then a distance of center of gravity g from A is equal to A to G is distance is equal to what? Complete height of that cylinder by 2. So AG is equal to L by 2. Okay, then the distance of center of beyond C from A, that is BA, that is AB is equal to the height of immersion by 2, that is h by 2. So value of h is nothing but 2 by 3. So 1 by 2 into the bracket 2 by 3L. Okay, so by multiplying this we get the value of AB as L by 3. So here distance A to B is L by 3 and A to C is L by 2. Okay, now we can find out the distance B to G. By subtracting AB from AG, we get the value of BG. So L by 2 minus L by 3 is equal to L by 6. So distance B to G is equal to L by 6. Okay, then the metacentric height is equal to what? Gm is equal to moment of inertia upon the volume of the submerged body minus distance Bg. So first we have to calculate the I, that is the moment of inertia. As this is a cylinder, I is equals to what? Pi upon 64 into d raised to 4. Okay, and the volume of the cylinder in the oil is pi by 4 into d square into the h, that is the height of the cylinder immersed in the water. Okay, so I that is moment of inertia upon the volume of the submerged volume of the body submerged in water is equal to, we get after putting the value we get the I upon volume is equal to 3d square upon 32L. Okay, now Gm is equal to moment of inertia upon the volume of the body in water minus distance Bg. So it is equal to 3d square upon 32L minus L by 6. Okay, but what they are given in the example that the circular cross section is the wooden cylinder is required to float on the oil. For floating the cylinder on the oil, it should be in the stable equilibrium. That means the the distance Gm should be a positive. The meta center will lie above the center of gravity. Okay, so Gm should be positive. That means Gm must be greater than 0. So put the value of Gm. That means 3d square upon 32L minus L by 6 should be greater than 0. Okay, so this L by 6 is on the comes out on the right side, which is equal to 3d square upon 32L is greater than L by 6. Okay, so this 6 is again comes out to the numerator part of this right side. Okay, so 3 into 6 upon 32 is greater than L square by D square. Okay, then L square by D square is 18 upon 32, again is equal to L by D is L square by D square is 9 upon 16. Then L upon D is the is should be less than and square root of 9 upon 16, which is equal to 3 by 4. So L by D must be smaller than 3 by 4. Here is the value of L by D. Okay, so here is the answer of the of our example. L by D must be less than 3 by 2. Okay. Okay, so here we will stop over here. Okay, so in this lecture what we have studied, what is meant by the we are seeing the stability of the floating body and the stability of the submerged body. Okay, and then the three different terms, that is stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium and neutral equilibrium for the floating body and also the submerged body, and also have seen the examples on the same. Okay, now in next lecture we will see the experimental method of the determination of that metacentric height. Okay, so we will stop over here. Thank you.